Hi there again, parents and youth. I'm talking to class of 2025. I suppose you'll be going to school in fall 2025. And if you're a youth hearing this, I hope you're hitting the books. In part three video today on what should my college list look like, I'm making these short videos to give that information to you. Now, I have to say, in any of these lists, you could don't listen to me if you want to apply for something else. It's fine. But these are my best advice based on my experience and a little bit on college costs, although I'm just concerned here about getting into colleges. This next group of students are students that are above 3.8. You might realize that I skipped 3.6 to 3.8 because they could go either way. So you want to watch both videos very closely, part two and this one, part three. I think this student right here needs to be careful of having too many colleges. I'm seeing some really long college lists, a lot of indecisiveness, a lot of super busy students. And I'm gonna do a separate video on what is busy, but I think you know what I mean. And they're trying to do all these essays. They've been trying since summer. Here we are in September. Nothing's done yet. That's an indication this is too long, too complicated. And who says students have to do essays? Over 2,000 schools, including some pretty selective ones, don't not yeah, I would say selective, don't have essays. No recommendation, no essay. Talk to me if you want to know about it. And I see too many athletes trying to do essays and do very complex applications. And parents, I know you're disappointed to hear this, but it isn't always appropriate. The thing is to have as least stress as possible and the students doing as much work on their own as they can. All right, with that in mind, let's talk about this. What does a list look like? I think they're too long. I think a reasonable list goes like this. 3 or 4 selective CSUs. And some of our CSUs are the top, amongst the top public universities in our California state universities. Like take a CSU Long Beach or San Diego State or CSU Fullerton. These are selective schools. And how could I forget CSU Poly San Luis Obispo, which year in and year out is one of the top 2 or 3 public universities in the country. But you got to have high grades. I think those 4 schools would be great choices. There's a couple of sleeper schools you wouldn't think about in the CSUs. I think that students should consider. If a student wants to get into politics or go away on an exchange for a low price to another school, I think Sacramento State would be a good pick, or Sonoma State for that student as well. I'll talk more about CSU separately in a short video, probably tomorrow. We're actually helping students apply for CSUs now, if you're interested. So that takes care of that. Students who have high GPA could apply, maybe should, to UC. There's 9 campuses, you know them all. Come on, UCLA, UC Berkeley. Those are ones that most students think about. But there's more UCs than that. UC Davis, UC Riverside, UC San Diego, UC Santa Barbara. Some of you, I think a lot of students think about Santa Barbara, though. Those are the 3 most popular: Santa Barbara, San Diego, UCLA, and then somewhat Berkeley, although that's fading. So UC is a possibility. It's got a lot of writing. You got 4 PIQ or personal statements type questions. Um, so you want to start on those immediately. If you haven't started already, you got some work to do. I mean, your Common App is going to be important for the next group of schools, which is going to be some out-of-state public universities you might like. Maybe that high GPA can get you enough money, where your parents will pay for it. I don't know. But a lot of them are not that way. But again, this is not a cost video. So pretty much any selective university back east you can look at with 3.9. What are my favorites? Howard University, George Washington, Lehigh University, Carnegie Mellon. I like those as private schools because they're cost effective. I said I wasn't going to do cost, but I can't help it. There's others back east too that are affordable, but at 3.8 or above, unweighted, you're not going to have any trouble getting into those schools. Even NYU, Ivy League. Don't do too many schools. How many would I do? I would do about 8 Common App private schools. I would do one other school that's not on the Common App, maybe. Somebody said, but I got about 20 I like. That is too many schools. And at that many schools, you're picking schools that are just alike. There's really not much difference. There's not much difference in Eastern private schools. There's just not a lot of difference. All right. Again, you can contact me for a college conference, readiness conference. I'll help you with that list. And we do it for no cost at West Andrews Church. It's a service we offer the community. You come in one evening, bring your transcript. We can look at your college list, give you some great advice for a good college. So that's what we think. We think 4 CSUs. You can do 4 UCs. They're going to be more or less like having one college. You could do 8 selective private colleges. I think would be great. I like to see a couple of Christian schools in there. We're going to talk about Christian schools next week because we have a big Christian college fair coming up on October 12th. But that'd be a good way to start off your list. I mean, that'll make it manageable, and your financial aid process will be easier because a lot of them have the CS profile, which is additional financial aid documents above and beyond the FOPSA even. All right, we're going to talk more about, whether you should apply early or not, which schools early, which ones not. But that's the way I would handle a list for my Part 3 students or my super high GPA. God bless you. Thank you very much. Bye-bye now.